is Kenny with Just the Right Angle, doing a quick broadcast on this issue that I've talked about before, mainly a more condensed and updated version of this issue. The continuing issue of who really hates Charlie Kirk and who's going to really hurt the turning point effort that we're going to be attempting to do. Of course, you could follow me at Just the Right Angle, where I do updates on these issues. I've been involved in this for a long time, trying to get people involved, uh, doing my part to make America great again long before Trump came along, long even before the Tea Party. We were the group called Keep Arkansas Legal, and we fought to stop illegal immigrants from getting in-state tuition here in the state. And unfortunately, we had to fight against Republicans in order to do that, specifically Governor Mike Huckabee, when he tried to push for that issue years ago. So, as most folks know, there are a lot of leftists that are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, and they are being fired and punished for their actions. Free speech may be free, but it's not free of consequences. When you do stupid things, you get results. So this is an example. This is probably the most famous example in Arkansas. You know, we're supposed to be the super red state, but there are leftists, especially in Northwest Arkansas, with the taxpayer-funded colleges. And these is examples here. Kelly Rollo, Arkansas Tech, University of Stirling, along with her sister, actually trashed this place. Actually, she was evicted. I don't know what she's a student of. She's college age. So I'm just going to play this. This does have some language, so listener beware. If you do have kids, you may want to put on mute for a little bit. Of course, I'm sharing this on multiple platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Gab. I keep forgetting MeWe, and I'm actually sharing this on Telegram as well. I'll play this and talk a little more about the issue that I'm talking about.
He said that to you guys, promoting violence. Record all you want.
Well, no, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
And you're overreacting bullshit. Stop Charlie Kirk. Stop Charlie Kirk. Stop Charlie Kirk.
So, yeah, that's pretty much standard leftist behavior. Vandalize, trash things, somehow justify it because the person was a promoted what they call hate. And of course, they're the ones that define hate. But to be fair, they're really just speaking on behalf of their professor. And that's sadly one of the problems. Is we actually have another professor. Here's some more details about him. She was also, what is this? A little more details about him. Oh, drug paraphernalia. Not that surprising either. And the sad thing is like I said before, a lot of it's professors. There actually is a professor at UALR who is being attacked by our political leaders for her praising the death of Charlie Kirk. Felicia Branch. And so, yes, the Arkansas governor, also Attorney General Trent Griffin. A lot of elected officials are demanding that she be fired from UALR. Here's part of the problem is, no offense, but a lot of these universities should have been defunded years ago for this type of behavior that they've been doing for a long time and have not been punished for it. And again, I need to remind people again, we have a Republican supermajority legislature that can easily cut out the financing for a lot of these organizations, them and others. But we can't do it because the Republican Party of Arkansas is controlled by RINO Consultants. And the sad truth is until we remove that cancer from the Republican Party of Arkansas, and the same thing is going along for other parties across the nation, they're under the same issue. They're being sabotaged by a consultant class who hate this country, who hate Charlie Kirk, who hate MAGA, who hate Trump, but all the time try to pretend like they're your friends. Now I'm going to play here some video of examples of what I'm talking about. I played this before last night, but I had put on Rumble, and Rumble does not allow closed caption. Also, there was a large part of it that missed here. So again, the Saline County Republicans during their election to become a member of a young Republican chapter in Arkansas, all you had to do was be registered to vote and pay for your membership. A lot of people did that. And what the Saline County Young Republicans did is they made a secret credentialing committee that didn't even bother to try to credential people and said, well, since you're not credentialed, you can't vote. So even if the rule was in place where they were supposed to credential people, they failed to do their job by not credentialing people beforehand. And of course, they didn't tell anybody that. So they took their money, failed to credential them, then had their elected for officers, and then later on they credentialed people and decided that the people that weren't part of their country club, that didn't rub elbows with the Chamber of Commerce and the Municipal League and didn't intern for this or that organization, weren't allowed to be there. So they excluded people that had been politically active for years, people that had served our country overseas in war. They just excluded them with their cowardly credentialing system. So I'm going to play a little bit of this. This guy right here off the screen is going to come by and try to get clarification of what's going on, and you're going to see his reaction. And remember, there's a lot of Democrats that are going to be going to the Republican Party. They're going to be just like this guy, wanting to get involved.
I think you should at least clarify.
Can you clarify what you're objecting to?
That if it were paid members that weren't speaking on vote.
Can you clarify what we're objecting to?
Cannot vote if you don't make credentialing.
I don't know what he's talking about. What you're talking about. So
Basically, in summary, I make a motion to suspend the rule.
No, ma'am, you're not a voting member. You cannot make motions.
May I explain what the difference is? So he's saying none of you all are members,
The
even though
following
you
people,
pay.
I understand.
You're not members.
That's what I heard.
No,
So
sir.
that's what
I'm the
he's saying.
chairman. I have the floor.
However,
So, the
However, the
people
rules
have
say
paid
that if
their
they are
dues.
registered electors and if they have paid,
That's me.
They're up on it.
and if they have paid their dues, then immediately they shall be a member. And he's saying they're not, even though they met the qualifications.
What dude?
Dues that were paid.
Amber Johnson,
To join the Young
Ricker,
Republicans.
George Simmons, April Fuller, Christopher Smith, Xana, yep, Emily Curtis, Olivia
They won't let them
If
vote,
you-
Hanson,
even though they're paid.
Miles Caldwell, Kevin Bradshaw, Brandon Lewis, Allison Gray, Robert Dewberry, Sophia Hogan, Raymond Sims, Tabitha Conner, Gary Adams. I don't know.
What are you saying?
I'm saying those people who pay dues today, once they are credentialed, which we have not had time to credential them, we want to make sure that these people are Democrat agents.
I have it right here. I have it right here. It's all right
They have
here.
not been credentialed.
Okay.
Bylaws, they have not been credentialed, and we will be moving forward with the meeting. She's right here behind me.
We're out. We're not going to do this shit.
You all are coming in and telling us what our own bylaws.
Yeah, so that's what's going to happen. Because of cowards like this, Rusty Jackson, he's the head of the Arkansas Young Republicans, and behavior like this, where they bend and break the rules to keep people out that they don't like because they're not part of the GOP establishment. They can't be members of the Tusk Club. They can't rub elbows with, like I said before, the Chamber of Commerce or the Municipal League or these corrupt Economic Development Commission groups. Because they're not part of the good old boy network. They're going to be lied to. They're going to be cheated. And if they try to really get involved where they can make a difference, they're going to be kicked out. Like, I've had threats from leftists before. I've protested. The left came by a few years ago trying to trash the Confederate Memorial on the Arkansas State Capitol. I was there when they had groups that almost got into fights. I've filmed instances where Antifa and Nazis were there, and I was part of a third group that recorded and stood against both those organizations. But the only time I've been threatened with police is by Republicans. Here's another example. This was at the convention. And sorry, this was 3 years ago at the 2022 Republican Party of Arkansas convention, where Pulaski County delegates were illegally barred from being able to attend based on an allegation that we had not picked our delegates to the convention correctly. It's been proven that is an absolute lie, that we did do a correct process. But at the time, they instead barred Pulaski County delegates from attending the convention. Then they sicked the police on us, on Pulaski County delegates, and then later on they kicked us out of the hotel. They kicked everyone out of the lobby. They cleared the lobby regardless. I don't know how they knew. The police were supposed to know everyone was a delegate to Pulaski County. We were never given identification, but that didn't matter. So this is a little bit of that incident. This is a Pulaski County delegate trying to get clarification on what we can and can't do and why. And notice these officers, by the way, we talk about Mayor Frank Scott Jr., who's there's a huge crime problem in Little Rock, and there's not enough police officers to go around. And Mayor Frank Scott Jr. often uses Little Rock police for his own personal security. I don't know what the actual cost is. It's been difficult to ascertain that. It's been well over $100,000. But these people are paid by the Republican Party, I think under John Nell Fulmer. I know they were paid that way regarding the credentialing committee. Yeah, this type of cowardly behavior is what's going to kick people out. So I'm going to play this right here.
Nobody from Pulaski County Committee is allowed in.
The chairwoman's in there.
The chairwoman's in there. She's not seated either.
The chairwoman is in there as a guest.
Yes. I mean, come on, guys. We need to have one rule. We need to follow the rules. The chairwoman is in there, and she is not, and she's not seated either.
I mean, is the chairwoman
So
going to
is
report?
nobody from Pulaski County Committee
If you
allowed?
remember, 71 delegates that are not being seated, you will not be allowed to.
There's alternates too. Are the alternates allowed in?
No. I was told no. It's no.
Okay.
By the way, this is the chair of Jefferson County GOP, David Singer, and he's out there repeating the stance that's been given by the cowards that won't allow Pulaski County delegates into the convention.
So here's what's going to happen. You're a delegate. Are you a delegate?
Yes,
And you're one that's not being seated.
that's correct.
You're entitled to a refund. You need to leave.
Can't,
So I can tell you.
okay, I want an answer. I would like an answer, please, sir, kindly. I'm asking.
And that's Margot Herzl holding a baby. This is Senator Alan Clark witnessing all this.
Peacefully. Are the alternates going to be allowed in?
I was just any part of that delegation that was being voted down. It was voted down. They're not being.
By the way, they were voted down. There was a chance to vote to allow the seat the Pulaski County delegates. It was voted down. It was based upon a lie. They showed one of the ballots that had errors on it that was later on rejected and claimed that was the final ballot. So they lied to people to make sure that the Pulaski County delegation wasn't seated.
Allowed in.
Yeah, they voted not to seat anybody.
They voted not to seat anybody that was on that delegate list.
Excuse me.
Still not.
It was a bad vote. I think.
I'm not
Excuse me.
trying to
Want to
be.
go to the front of the hotel? I can see.
Now, this is Drew Martin rudely getting in front of my wife who's filming this. At the very least, it's incompetence to just sit there and see someone with their phone, holding a phone, filming something, and just stand in front of them.
If I can get Sarah Joe or somebody out there to speak directly to you, but right now.
Would you do that because there's a lot of other people out there, they deserve
Right
to
now,
be.
just clear the hall.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
just passing on the information.
No problem. So if you would, who is it you said, Sarah? Sarah Joe.
Sarah Joe. right
Sarah
there
Jo Reynolds,
is the one who's
later
gonna
on
tell
we
you what's
find
gonna
out is
Is
the
this Sarah here?
was actually the chair of the no, not sorry, not the chair, the director.
Is this Miss Sarah? Huh? Is that Sarah?
No, I'm Sarah.
Oh, you're Miss Sarah. Hi.
Notice nobody knows who she is. 'Cause
Yeah, no, it's not, that's not the question. The question is anybody, who is excluded from going in.
The people from Pulaski County.
Everybody from the Pulaski County Committee.
Can we go in as a guest and sit in a separate section?
I will go.
That's what.
That's all we're
That's
asking.
what we're doing.
We know that
If
we
you're
have
going
no
to be
vote.
peaceful, then you can.
Sure.
Now, this is a cowardly act. Of course he's being peaceful. And she's a coward and a liar for trying to even insinuate that he's not.
Peaceful. We've been peaceful.
Rick, you're gonna be peaceful.
Please don't video me, Rebecca.
Okay, you're not gonna say.
Please don't
one thing.
video me.
Why?
That's disrespectful.
Okay?
No,
Please
it's not
don't video
disrespectful.
me.
You're being disrespectful.
Alan Kirk
I would-
and I, we just shook hands.
So this is a statement I made here.
Okay.
Ms. Marley.
I'm not gonna have this conversation if I'm going to be videoed.
I don't have you on
Because
video.
she's a damn coward.
Yeah, I'm not having this conversation.
Yeah, don't do
And
that.
she's been
Don't-
removed from the
don't video.
Republican
She doesn't
Party.
want
The
to be
problem is
videoed.
people like her still run the party.
Thank you, Sarah.
So yeah. Now, fortunately, Rick McKay is still heavily involved, but you can see why some people would not want to be involved because of cowardice like this. Now, I don't know what this guy's thinking. I don't even know if he's a delegate to the Republican convention at all. He would just be a guy at the hotel. We'll never know. Here, I'm going to post a link to this video so y'all can see it in the chat. But as long as this type of behavior is going on, the effort for Turning Point USA is it's going to be stabbed in the back and it's going to flounder, just like with the Tea Party, just like with even more or less MAGA. I mean, we've gotten a lot of things done. We've defeated tax increases. I know in Craighead County, they actually made a millage tax reduction. I think it's like the first in Arkansas history. So I've never heard of it before. And I've been dealing with tax increase campaigns for years. And by the way, that county, they used cowardly efforts to remove that chair. Let me play another one here. If I can get it up. And let me put the captions on it. This was at the winter committee meeting, not the convention. This was in July 24. I'm going to play it here because this Facebook likes to just start no matter how many times I tell it to stop here. And this is just a minute long, so
the Ballot County Committee. Only members, full members of the state committee can vote. Full members of the state committee have to vote.
I don't know why it's blurry.
That's what we're saying. There's been a motion to call the vote in a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
So I don't know why it's blurry. So it's another example of RPA leadership not respecting rules. And when you do that, there's no unity. You see this.
This is Kenny Wallace here.
Here's another example. Now this is at the now this is go back to the. I should have played this right after the other one. So this is at the same event. It was 2022 Arkansas State Convention. So not only do you have to pay to the convention, you have to pay dues to be a member. So if you were to get a proper refund, it would be for payment to the convention, payment if you had to stay overnight at a hotel because you may have been out, you live for 2-3 hours away, payment, refund for being a member, refund for gas, and refund for your time loss, especially if you work on Saturday. That would be a proper refund. And even that wouldn't be justified for the way people are being treated. So I'm going to play this interview.
The Republican Party State Convention. I'm one of the Pulaski County delegates that's been banned, so I am currently outside. I'm doing interviews with people. I'm here with someone else. So I'll just ask, ma'am, who are you and what brings you here?
I'm Tansel. Sandlin. And I'm here as a voted-in delegate in Pulaski County to vote on issues that are important to me. And I can't get in because they won't let us.
And this, you were able to read the letter, which they complained about how they claimed that the election wasn't done. Were you there for the 8-hour meeting where they did the election?
Yes, I was there till the very end, until everyone left, and they shut it down. I was there the whole time.
Now, I didn't hear any complaints then or in the other two meetings that happened. Have you heard any? Did you hear any complaints at the other two meetings regarding that election?
No, there was a lot. We did a lot of. Initially, they said there was something wrong with the ballot, so we corrected that issue, and it felt like they were trying to stall the meeting during the meeting to not let us in. But once we did the final ballots, there was no discussion, there was no complaints, and we were all congratulated as delegates.
Exactly. How do you feel about what's happening right now so far?
Honestly, I am. It's kind of beyond me. I cannot believe. I would think that there would be more of a welcome to us to have more people fighting on this side with them, rather than them fighting against us to keep us out. So, and I heard that we were just threatened to be arrested.
I just keep getting updates.
Yeah.
Looks like them. I guess I may talk to them next. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the issue we face. And let me go ahead and post the guy that's in charge, that's responsible for a lot of that stuff. Here he is, the coward right here, Chris Caldwell. By the way, it was just revealed that Meta, another story about Meta, which as you can see is one of this guy's clients. These are his clients here on his own website. Meta has admitted again to silencing conservatives. Let me see if I can find that, because I just saw it before I did this post here. Because Meta, of course, for those who don't know, is Facebook. And I'm trying to see this story regarding Meta. It was I just saw it. Well, here, I'll just type in Meta admits censorship. I'm putting this on DuckDuckGo. And of course, a lot of this is kind of Johnny-come-lately stuff regarding Meta censorship. He met it in August of 2024. Meta is massive. Okay, this is 5 days ago. Let me see. Meta, the tech client behind Facebook, has agreed to pay Trump $25 million to settle his 2021 lawsuit, which Trump filed against Meta and other tech companies claim he had been unfairly censored on their platforms. The settlement marks a significant concession from Meta and is a clear win for Trump. $15 million. He sued $15 million for ABC News. So the big tech companies are finally admitting, and they're actually paying up for their censorship of conservatives. But Chris Caldwell has been a client. Meta has been his client for years. And again, until this clown is removed from the Republican Party, until people say, if you work for Chris Caldwell, we're not going to help you, It's going to keep happening. What to do about this? Chris Caldwell is oftentimes a political consultant. If you need, when someone's running for office, you need to ask them who is running your campaign. And if it is Chris Caldwell, you need to say thanks, but no thanks. We're not going to support you. I'm not going to vote for you. I'm not going to knock doors for you. I'm not going to make phone calls for you. I'm not going to work for this clown for free. I'm not going to work for Summit Utilities for free, especially since they increase rates. I'm not going to work for Entergy or Islands View Casino or Arkansas Trucking Association or Cox Media or the Arkansas Health, whatever this group is, Empower. Not going to work for them. Same thing goes for another guy named Chase Duggar. He's the same. He's another consultant. This is his consulting firm, JCD Consulting. Ask who, when someone's running for office, who's your consulting firm? If they say JDC Consulting, say no. If they say Impact Management, say no. These are the corrupt consultants that are running the Republican Party, and they are going to use people, and then they're going to treat them like garbage, especially if they try to get involved and make a difference. So anyway, that's my little bit about this issue. Go to Just the Right Angle, where you can see updates on things that matter to you. Follow me on Twitter, Kenny_NLR. I'm also on Facebook. Also, there are links where you can donate. And find other organizations that have been fighting for your freedoms. I've posted some of them, and sometimes I'll post some. I have a massive link thing that I'm constantly updating. But find a way to get involved, but just don't be used by the cowardly consultants. That's it. Remember, when the wicked rule, the people groan. And other than that, you all try to have a good day.